What's up my loves, my name is Paige, this is Pages with Paige, and today we're going to be doing my August book haul. Hello my loves, so this video is going to be talking through the 7 books that I acquired in August. I am so proud of my book buying this year, and doing these hauls have just reaffirmed the point of book hauling for me, and I'm having so much fun with the things that I'm picking up. I want to go through the stats for this purchasing, where we're at quickly, and then I'll dive into the actual books themselves. So like I said, I acquired 7 books. I spent $79.76, which, considering 2 of these are gifts, the 5 books that I did buy for myself, I am really happy with what I got, and this feels good. I feel like I'm actually contributing to the bookish sphere and loving every minute of it. Of these 7 books, I have read 2. Both of them I read in August, but with the other things that I had read, my TBR has gone down, including Ash's shelves, from 302 to 291. Taking out Ash's, and I did read quite a few of Ash's things last month, my own personal TBR that is on my shelves is down to 245. We started the year at 380 and it's now 291, and my own 245, and I'm just so thrilled. So I read 15 books off the TBR, and I've added 4, and one of these I had already owned previously, so it was already on my TBR, but I'm swapping the editions. So I've now made it so that it's a 2023 purchase, and I'm very excited for all of these things. Everything was bought with intentionality, and I'm just thrilled. So one other thing I've been tracking is reading off my TBR to be able to put onto my TBR. And for that, excluding rereads, I have read 81 of my owned books. So in that capacity, I'm not tracking if they've come onto my shelves in 2023 and then I've read them off again. That's fine. I don't really care. It's any that I've owned. And I'm only wanting to have it as unread. So if I read these 80 owned books, I can haul 40 unread books. So it's sort of balancing the TBR in that way. And I'm super proud because at the moment I have 30 unread books that I've hauled this year. So I'm keeping to that, and there are definitely a lot that I have read this year. Most of the ones that are read out of the 48 books that I have hauled in their entirety, I think 12 of those I have read this year after buying them this year. But I'm also happy with that because I feel like I can actually find a balance with what I'm reading for how long it's been on my TBR. And I just wanted to mention it here because I think that it's interesting when you get to a massive TBR and what you feel comfortable with, and then doing that big unhaul in July, which you will probably hopefully see a video for this month. It sort of just cleansed my palate, and so I'm reinvigorated to read things that have been sitting on my shelves for a while and also pick up the new stuff. So I'm just in a really happy place with my book buying, book hauling, reading off my TBR, and I'm still not at the point where I'm comfortable wanting to pick up library books over my owned books because my number is still 291, but I'm in a much better space. I feel like my shelves are becoming more reflective of who I want to be and how I want my shelves to look. Those are the little stats, and I'm so happy. So like I said, 2 of these have been gifted to me. The first is from Ash because he knew I was absolutely gonna lose my nanas over it, and that's Cruel Seduction by Katie Robert. Like, ah-hoo! So this is the 5th in the Dark Olympus series, and I am keen. I believe it's who the fuck is this? Aphrodite and Hephaestus and Adonis? Are we, ooh? I hope so. I think so. I am so excited for this. I've been listening to Katie Robert talk about it on their Instagram stories, and I just, I am reading The Sea Witch this month for Pickpongathon, so I probably won't pick this one up in September, but you can bet your bottom dollar I will be reading this very quickly. And whilst it's not like a personal kink of my own, I know that there's puppy play in it based off what they've been saying on their Instagram stories, and the way that they read it out, my ovaries have just, my ovaries did not survive August. They just, whoo, there was a lot of happy days. So
I went and saw Evanescence live. That was what I was referencing with my ovaries not surviving. Why must I word things so shittily?
Very keen. Hello, beautiful, welcome home. And then the other gift was from my sister Ashley, and they got me the T2 TM book sets that have been released. And I am so appreciative of this. I squealed my head off when I realized that this is what she was gifting me, and I am just blown away. So Ash and I were tossing up which one, if we did want to purchase one, which one we wanted to go for. And spoilers for what's going to be in this box. This is the sci-fi fantasy box, which my sister knows that Ash and I both really love. And Ash read the book that's in this and really didn't enjoy it when he read it. He's been saying to me recently that he actually would really like to reread it and hopefully view it in a different perspective from where he was at. And I think I'm actually going to quite like the book when I do get to it. So I was leaning more towards this one because I adored the mug that comes in it, and the styling of it is definitely like my shit. It was just knowing that Ash hadn't loved the book that was in it. I was like, oh, okay. Or could we go with the mystery thriller, spoilers, which has Sherlock Holmes in it. I just don't love the patterning as much on that one. I love like Sherlock Holmes and I would happily have it in that edition, but the mug just didn't do anything for me. So I was like, oh, do we spend $75 on a book that I might like, get a mug that I'll love, and Ash might eventually like this book, but we know that he doesn't love it at the moment? Or do we spend $75 on a book that I absolutely adore in a pretty awesome cover with a mug that I'm about? And well, my sister made that decision for us and got the sci-fi fantasy, which I am just so chuffed with. The whole box, the whole style and design of this is stunning. So if you'd like to see the mug I'm about to show you, this is the mug, and I just think it is fabulous. The little nods to the book itself is wonderful, and I'm just finding it very entertaining. Because it's a classic, I'm very familiar with the actual plot, so I feel like there are elements to it that I don't think in it, and just mixing in that sci-fi element, but the fantasy elements I think lend itself to the book. And then there's the quote. And before I show the book, they also have like these little penguin ones that have tea bags inside it, which feels very dry, and instructions on how to steep it on the back. I love the orange penguin classics anyway, but holy shit. I honestly think this is one of the most stunning covers. I was sad I didn't think to make it for the amazing readathon and read it last month because it's green on the cover, so that would have got me bonus points, but holy shit, this text is small and compact. Oh fuck. Okay, wow, this is like a Bible thin book, which is nuts. But anyway, so Dracula by Bram Stoker in this amazing T2 Penguin Classic edition, and I am so thrilled to have this in my collection. I love it. I am genuinely contemplating just getting all 4 boxes just because I want them, but knowing that they are decently priced, like I feel like this is well worth the amount of money that they are. But at the same time, that's also a lot of money to drop on 4 different boxes. But I'm just, I had such amazing gifts this month, and I'm so thankful to my family for just being wonderful humans, and everyone's like fucking amazing in my life, hey. I got the science fiction fantasy box, and I am just still smiling every time I look at it, because amazing. Those were the 2 gifts that I received. I then had bought 5 things for myself. One of these I wanted to buy to read for the amazing readathon because I needed to play a little bit of catch up, so I managed to pick that up. And then the one that I'm going to mention first is Dirty Laundry by Richard Pink and Roxanne Emery, and the reason I am doing this is because I lent it to my psychologist and she is currently reading it. It's so interesting being able to discuss this with her while she reads it, and it was very entertaining because like my work knows I'm a vivacious reader, and I was like, yeah, da, 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 da. And she's like, yeah, I read like the introduction. I was like, okay, must not ask the next day if she's finished. So we've been chit-chatting as she's been reading through it. It is a very short book. I think it was only 140 pages. It was quite short, but it definitely provides a lot of ADHD love which, like, that's their whole channel name. But I will talk about it more in my wrap up because I did end up reading it for the amazing Readathon, and now my psychologist has it for us to be able to discuss just as co-workers. The one book that I intentionally picked up to read for the amazing Readathon was Lore Olympus Volume 3 by Rachel Smythe. I'm not sure what about this volume made it a much more enjoyable reading experience for me than the past two volumes. I've really enjoyed them, but there's been something, like the artwork was just didn't sit right, but I feel like for this one it feels softer. I don't think they've changed their art style. I haven't looked through the other two volumes, but I don't know, there's just something about it that feels, I don't want to say more put together, but something just feels different. I think the story in this is really well done considering the topic matter and the relationship dynamics, and again, we'll talk more in my wrap up, but picked it up so I could get these points because I was lagging behind. So bought this, read it, continuing on. The next one I picked up was for our Bookstyle read along for October, and that's The Mask Falling by Samantha Shannon. Wow, that cover is reflective. This is the fourth in the Bone Season series, and we are reading this for Bookstyle for this year, and this will be our October book, so I wanted to get it in and ordered so that I could have it in my collection ready to go. So bought with intentionality, bought with purpose. I'm gonna get to this by next month. I'm very happy to have picked it up and finding that the matching editions are very nice. My Bone Season doesn't match the other ones, but like I bought that a while ago. I'm not gonna get rid of that edition because I really like it, but it's definitely one that I just look at it and go, wow, these are fucking stunning. Damn it, this has smoke on the cover. It would have worked for a Readathon. Anyway, the things you do when you actually look at detail. So this is actually quite a chunky monkey. Oh, okay, there's like excerpts. People of interest in the back of it, so the story itself is only 470. No, damn it! I was hoping the Dawn Chorus would be in the back of this, but I'll just buy it on an ebook, which we're reading in September. Mask Falling on the TBR. I will get this off next month. The next one was also intentionally bought as a series continuation because I've been really enjoying the series, and that is Escaping from Houdini by Kerry Maniscalco, the third in the Stalking Jack the Ripper series. I had so much fun with Hunting Prince Dracula, and so I was like, yep, I want to have the third one ready to go when I'm ready for it. I really don't know much about where the story is taking place and what is happening based off the thematics, and Houdini going to being magic. I am very curious how they're going to display that for Dracula, for Jack the Ripper. The twists to them have been quite unique, and so I'm very curious to see how they present Houdini and what that actually entails. So I really am quite curious about a lot of different facets that the series has set up, and I'm curious to see how they show in this and then how they conclude in the next one. No plans to read this soon, but series continuation. And I read the one before it before buying this one, so good job me. And then the final book, intentionality, maybe not. Wanting to increase the options that I have for queer representation for when the mood strikes me that I want to read a queer book, with a high recommendation from Cara from Bianca Reads, is A Lady for a Duke by Alexis Hall. This cover was not the one I was anticipating coming in, and that is a very pink spine, so I could actually put that on my rainbow shelf. Anyway, I'm very excited to get to this. Cara recommended it to me. I can't remember why. I asked for something, and this is the one that they gave me, and I have no idea what this is about. Yeah, this is solely Cara's recommendation and me going, okay, and ordering it. I have never read an Alexis Hall, and I think that this is going to be a fantastic read when I do get to it. I believe that there's trans rep in this, which might have actually been what I was asking for. I really have no thoughts on this. I have no idea what it's about. I'm happy to go in blind, and I fully trust Cara's recommendation, so winning. With this delightful stack of books, I'm a very happy camper, and I'm just so excited to get to all these different things and just enjoy every moment, which I feel like all of these are going to provide that. Let me know in the comments, what book did you pick up in August that you are just chomping at the bit to get? I know that I ask this every month, but it's always nice seeing people's answers, and they change every month. I cannot wait to just devour these books and have so much fun. I will probably get to Cruel Seduction and The Mask Falling first. I have plans for The Mask Falling, and Cruel Seduction is Cruel Seduction. So, but yeah, let me know what you picked up, anything that you're excited for, and anything else you want to let me know in the comments down below. And if you like this video, feel free to give it a big thumbs up, And if you'd like to see more of this mess, feel free to subscribe. I'll hopefully see you in my next video. Bye!